The forest holds its breath before dawn, where every trigger pull is backed by instinct. Timing and raw experience and silence becomes the greatest tension. The hunt began before first light, in that fragile hour when the world is neither night nor day, and the air was dense with moisture, heavy enough to cling to your skin, where every sound or lack of it meant something. The forest wasn't alive with its usual rustle of owls, crickets, or the shuffle of nocturnal animals retreating to their dens. It was too quiet, and that's the moment you know they're close. Wild boars rarely give themselves away easily. They don't stumble into your path like careless prey. They wait, they test, they adapt, and if you're not ready, they will turn the hunt around on you in seconds. Boars aren't ordinary animals. They're among the most cunning adversaries in the wild, and over generations, they've learned to avoid people like us, studying patterns and changing theirs in return. But when the balance shifts, when hunger drives them or territorial instinct kicks in, the encounter is inevitable. And when it happens, you don't get the luxury of hesitation. You've got a split second to decide whether you'll stand, shoot, or be overrun. The first charge came faster than expected. Out of the brush, a thick-bodied male exploded forward, crashing through branches and undergrowth with the unstoppable force of a freight train. No warning grunt, no twig snap, nothing to telegraph his arrival, just raw mass and speed hurtling toward me. I dropped instinctively to a knee, raised the rifle, tracked the blur, and squeezed the trigger. The shot cracked through the air. A clean hit, one down, fast, efficient, decisive. But the lesson with boars is this: where there's one, there are always more. The second wave didn't come with the same reckless aggression. Instead, shadows shifted between tree trunks, figures moving with calculated intent. Every boar reacts differently, and that's what makes them unpredictable. Some charge head-on, head low, tusks flashing, snorting like they're daring you to stand your ground, while others bolt with irregular patterns, zigzagging, doubling back, diving into tree lines, and using natural cover to mask their approach. I've seen them disappear behind thickets, only to re-emerge meters from the flank, using terrain as though they drew a map before the encounter. That morning, chaos reigned for moments that stretched into eternity. One massive boar circled wide, a tactic the older and more experienced ones often use. They don't just flee. They think, they probe weaknesses, waiting for distraction before striking, while another used a dry creek bed as cover, moving silently and unseen until it popped. Up right in front of us, meters away, eyes burning, tusks bared. These aren't dumb animals. They're survivors forged by centuries of evasion and adaptation. And that intelligence combined with raw muscle makes every hunt not just dangerous, but personal. Every shot you'll see in this episode isn't just about marksmanship. It's not some slow, calm lining up of a distant target. No, these are calculated responses to threats that don't follow any script. Sometimes it's a hidden charge that feels like standing in the path of a storm. Other times it's nothing but a flash of movement, a blur of brown and black muscle tearing through leaves. And in those seconds, instinct decides, not thought. Because when you only have 3 minutes to act 30 times, hesitation isn't an option. We adapted as the hunt unfolded, switching angles, changing elevation, dropping into cover, adjusting stances to match the terrain. Every movement survival first, precision second. Open fields forced us to manage distance, keeping boars from closing the gap. Thick thickets demanded quick reflexes at close range where visibility was no more than a few meters. Rocky slopes shifted underfoot, threatening balance with every step, while dry brush snapped too loudly, risking exposure. Each environment changed the game entirely, and the boars exploited it with a cunning that still surprises me to this day. And yet even against such odds, instinct won. Shot after shot, clean and measured, became a rhythm of survival, and it wasn't about the body count or stacking numbers to prove a point. It was about the balance of the wild, the reminder that every action we took was part of a larger story, one where humans and nature constantly push against each other. People often ask why we hunt, why chase these powerful, intelligent creatures instead of letting them roam free, and the truth is complicated. Boars aren't pests in the traditional sense. They are magnificent survivors, strong and adaptive. But their unchecked growth threatens everything around them. Farms torn apart overnight, ecosystems stripped bare, and in rural villages, human safety compromised. One sounder, what you call a group of boars, can uproot entire fields in hours, undoing months of labor and leaving nothing but destruction behind. And in some regions, collisions between vehicles and wild boars have become as common and deadly as accidents with deer. So no, this isn't about thrill. It isn't sport for the sake of bragging rights. What we document here is awareness, a reminder that the balance between humanity and wildlife is delicate. And when one side tips too far, the other must respond.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.